Welcome back to Mwaki Insights, your go-to channel for deep dives into global geopolitics. In today's video, we'll explore the most impactful geopolitical events that shaped August 2024. From international summits to economic shifts, this month has been full of developments that could redefine global power dynamics. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest analyses. Let's get into it. August 2024. It's a month that will be etched in the annals of history. From the bustling streets of Johannesburg to the digital battlefields of cyberspace, the world witnessed a seismic shift in the geopolitical landscape. The aftershocks? They will be felt for years to come. Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get interesting. The old order is crumbling. New alliances are being forged. And the stakes? They've never been higher. We're talking about the future of global power, the fight against climate change, and the very essence of democracy itself. This isn't just about treaties and sanctions, it's about people. It's about the farmer in Argentina struggling to adapt to a changing climate, the student in Kenya desperate for internet access, the family in Ukraine caught in the crossfire of war. We're going to break down the biggest geopolitical events of August 2024. We'll explore their impact on the world stage. And most importantly, we'll try to make sense of this crazy, mixed-up world we live in. So grab your thinking caps, folks. Let's dive in. The BRICS are back, baby. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa strutted their stuff at the annual BRICS summit. The big news? Whispers of a potential challenge to the almighty US dollar. It's like the cool kid in school everyone wants to sit with. But the BRICS nations? They're starting to think about forming their own clique. Could we be witnessing the dawn of a new financial order? The BRICS are flexing their muscles, and the world is taking notice. They're boosting trade in their own currencies. They're even talking about launching a BRICS-backed cryptocurrency as a trade medium. This initiative could further weaken the dollar's dominance and offer emerging economies an alternative to the often volatile fiat currencies. A successful BRICS currency could chip away at US economic dominance. If BRICS successfully implements a unified payment system, we could witness the most significant shift in global finance since the end of the Bretton Woods system. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a tangled web of history, religion, and politics. And this August, the flames of this decades-long conflict flared up once again. But here's the thing, this isn't just a regional issue anymore, it's a global one. The conflict is increasingly intertwined with Europe's energy security. Interestingly, while the global media focused on the military aspects, the geopolitical significance of this conflict lies in its impact on the European Union's energy security. As tensions rise, the EU's reliance on Middle Eastern energy resources becomes increasingly precarious. But Israel has discovered massive natural gas reserves in the Mediterranean Sea. The European Union sees this as an alternative to Russian energy. But the pipelines run through contested waters. This puts the EU in a tricky situation. As one EU diplomat put it, "We're walking a tightrope here." The Israel-Palestine conflict, while tragic, is increasingly becoming a strategic chess piece in the larger game of global energy security. The quest for energy security can sometimes clash with the pursuit of peace. The war in Ukraine raged on in August with no end in sight. But here's what's really scary. The battlefield is no longer confined to physical borders. The cyberfront has become a crucial theater of war. And trust me, it's a battleground where the lines between right and wrong can get very blurry. Russia has been accused of launching a barrage of cyber attacks against Ukraine. We're talking about attempts to disrupt critical infrastructure, spread disinformation, and sow chaos. Think of it as a digital blitzkrieg designed to cripple Ukraine from the inside out. And it's not just Ukraine that needs to be worried. These cyber attacks have the potential to spill over into other countries, disrupting global networks and causing widespread havoc. As one cybersecurity expert warned, this is a wake-up call. We are all vulnerable. The digital battlefield in Ukraine is a harbinger of the future of warfare, where physical and cyber fronts are inextricably linked. Meanwhile, on the ground, Russia escalated its offensive in eastern Ukraine. The human cost of this conflict continues to mount, with countless lives lost and millions displaced. It's a tragedy of epic proportions, and the world watches on, seemingly powerless to stop the bloodshed. Starlink's African Gambit: connectivity or control? Elon Musk's Starlink has been making headlines for beaming internet down to Ukraine from space. But while the world was focused on the war, Starlink was busy making a big move in another part of the world, Africa. Elon Musk's Starlink has rapidly expanded its global footprint, now operational in 105 countries, including 12 in Africa. This development could be a game-changer for the continent, where internet connectivity has long been a challenge. The company has been rapidly expanding its satellite internet service across the continent. For millions of Africans who lack access to reliable internet, Starlink promises to be a game-changer. It could connect remote communities, boost education and healthcare, and unlock economic opportunities. But not everyone is celebrating. Some critics worry about Starlink's potential to become a new form of digital colonialism. They argue that Musk's company could gain too much control over Africa's digital infrastructure, giving it undue influence over everything from elections to online commerce. As one African tech entrepreneur put it, "We welcome the connectivity, but we need to be wary of the strings that come attached." It's a classic dilemma in the digital age, balancing the benefits of technology with the potential risks to sovereignty and freedom. Starlink's expansion in Africa could be the catalyst for a new digital revolution, but it's crucial to consider the implications for local governance and data control. Latin America's energy revolution: a new battleground for influence. Latin America is going green. No, seriously, I'm not talking about guacamole here. I'm talking about a massive energy transition that's underway across the region. From solar farms in the Atacama Desert to wind turbines spinning off the coast of Brazil, Latin America is betting big on renewable energy. This shift has huge geopolitical implications. For decades, the US has been the dominant energy player in the region. But now, China is muscling its way into the game, investing heavily in Latin America's renewable energy sector. It's a classic case of geopolitical competition, with the US and China vying for influence in a region rich in natural resources and strategic importance. As one analyst put it, the energy transition is reshaping the geopolitical landscape of Latin America. But it's not just about geopolitics. The energy transition also has the potential to transform Latin America's economies, create jobs, and reduce poverty. Latin America's energy transition is not just about going green, it's about who controls the future of global energy supply chains. The question is, who will reap the biggest rewards? Bangladesh. After Hasina, a power vacuum in South Asia. August 2024. Witnessed significant political turmoil in Bangladesh, as mass protests led to the toppling of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Bangladesh has been a beacon of stability in a region often plagued by turmoil. But the country is facing a period of uncertainty following the departure of longtime leader Sheikh Hasina. Hasina's rule was not without its critics. She was accused of authoritarianism and cracking down on dissent. But she also oversaw a period of impressive economic growth and lifted millions out of poverty. Now, with Hasina gone, there are fears that Bangladesh could be plunged into a power struggle. The opposition is fragmented and weak. The military, which has a history of intervening in politics, is waiting in the wings. And neighboring countries, including India and China, are watching closely, eager to exert their influence. The stakes are high. A destabilized Bangladesh could have ripple effects throughout South Asia, leading to increased tensions, refugee flows, and even conflict. As one regional expert warned, Bangladesh is at a crossroads. The choices it makes in the coming months will have profound consequences for the entire region. Bangladesh's political future is not just about internal dynamics. It's about how this nation navigates its role in an increasingly volatile region. Connecting the dots, a world in flux. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the biggest geopolitical events of August 2024. From the BRICS challenge to the dollar to the energy revolution in Latin America, the world is in a state of flux. Old certainties are crumbling. New alliances are being forged. And the future is, well, uncertain. The key takeaway: these events are not isolated incidents. They are interconnected, like threads in a complex tapestry. What happens in one part of the world inevitably affects other parts of the world. The war in Ukraine, for example, has had a ripple effect on global energy markets, European security, and even the food supply chain. The BRICS push for a new financial order could reshape global trade and challenge US economic dominance. And the energy transition in Latin America has the potential to reshape alliances and create new geopolitical rivalries. The future of global order. Challenges and opportunities. The world is facing a multitude of challenges. Climate change, pandemics, cyber warfare, terrorism, and economic inequality are just a few of the threats we face. The old rules-based order, already under strain, seems ill-equipped to deal with these complex, interconnected problems. But amidst the challenges, there are also opportunities. The rise of new powers, the diffusion of technology, and the growing interconnectedness of the world are creating new possibilities for cooperation, innovation, and progress. The key is to embrace a more inclusive, sustainable, and equitable vision of global order, one that prioritizes diplomacy over conflict, cooperation over competition, and the well-being of all people over the narrow interests of a few. The importance of understanding geopolitical shifts. In this rapidly changing world, it's more important than ever to understand geopolitics. Why? Because geopolitics affects us all. It shapes our economies, our security, and our very way of life. By understanding the forces shaping the world, we can make more informed decisions about our own lives, our communities, and our planet. We can be more engaged citizens, more informed voters, and more effective advocates for the issues that matter to us. What to watch for? Key trends shaping our world. As we move forward, here are a few key trends to watch. The shifting balance of power. The rise of China and other emerging powers is reshaping the global balance of power, leading to a more multipolar world. The technological revolution. Rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and other fields are transforming our societies and creating both opportunities and risks. The climate crisis. The urgency of addressing climate change is becoming increasingly clear, with potentially catastrophic consequences if we fail to act. The rise of nationalism and populism. From the US to Europe to Asia, we are witnessing a resurgence of nationalism and populism, challenging traditional notions of global cooperation and integration. These trends will continue to shape the geopolitical landscape in the years to come. By understanding these trends, we can better navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities that lie ahead.